welcome back once again. Real people, real life, and of course with us still, Todd and Vicki D. Hart.
Yay.
Thank you so much. And again, the Big Read. .org.
Yes.
BigReadWichita.org.
Yeah, check that out because I think that there's probably a lot of parents that may not know about that.
And there are companion books for children, age-appropriate companion books for children. So it can be a family experience.
And I've seen a Facebook page. People can go on like the Facebook page too.
It actually should be a family experience. Don't you remember when you get a book read to you to go to bed every night when you was growing up?
I used to do that
what
with
happened
my daughter.
to that?
What, you know,
Oh, my wife did that with our daughter.
I do that. What did you do?
Video happened to that.
He won't go to sleep without me reading a book. Story time.
I do it to my granddaughter, and she's 2.
Yeah, video is what killed all that.
Radio killed the.
You know, I never had
radio.
video games growing up.
Killed the book.
I was a girl,
Video
you
killed the
know,
book.
so maybe I lucked out on that part of it. But you know, whatever. Okay, sir, how you been doing?
We've been pretty good. You know, we put our business on hold this summer, and so we're in the process of rebuilding that. And
I know how that feels.
yeah, so it's been making a lot of phone calls and things. But it's been it's been good. It's been a good summer.
Yeah.
Other than from August on.
You know,
And September was good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, hello. September was fantastic. Pretty much every month. Anyway, last week I think it was, I was getting some media statistics. You know, that's what I've been doing since 1984 in some form or another, radio, TV, consulting, everything. Anyway, 12 million as of last week? That had been spent.
In Kansas. 12 million.
12 million.
On political ads?
On political ads. And that was actually, excuse me, that was not last week, it was the week before. And
Why couldn't they just
I'm
pay off my
bashing each
building?
other though.
I know,
They just
right?
spent all that bashing. I mean, instead of being like, hey, I'm
I'd be
great,
more
I'm
likely to
doing
vote
this
for
for
it if they
you.
just pay
We
off
still
my
have
building.
3 more weeks of this to go, was what I was thinking at the time. And I laughed because one of them paid $4,000 for a 30-second ad in Wheel of Fortune. I'm like, that's it. Enough's enough, you know. And it has gotten so bad that last week I was talking to my friends at some of the networks, and it used to be that, you know, political, as we all know, has to pay cash in advance. Okay, and I keep telling these folks, you know, eventually this election will be over. Okay, and then what are you going to do to all these business owners that you've really made mad? Okay. I had another situation where one of my clients, we were slotted in on a primetime show, $500 for a 30-second ad. And it was placed on a national politician, paid $1,000. My guy got booted out real quick. And of course
we were booted the whole last week.
Yeah, they'll do that to you.
Yeah.
And I think
we thought political speech was protected speech.
No,
but
they
it can
changed
be it can be outbid now. And so I think what
Money
now
If you're a
has a
billionaire,
different
think what you
it
can
has
do
a
if
whole
you're a
different
billionaire.
aspect now as what it's had in the past. We've always known that money has been involved in politics ever since the beginning of the democratic process or the republic form of government that we have. But with the recent court ruling, Citizens United ruling, it has opened the door for corporations. Corporations are now considered entities, people that have the same legal free speech as people. So now corporations and wealthy individuals can form super PACs and use different methods to convey a message.
Yeah,
and
I'm
so,
not opposed to that.
I am.
If you know what's happening, but right now, what should happen to facilitate that is that when you have a candidate running, all the money should go through that candidate's campaign. And that way it's fully disclosed and you know who's supporting that candidate.
Why do my First Amendment rights end because I start a corporation to protect my business? That becomes the fundamental question.
Yeah, well, the argument, and that's what Citizens United addressed.
Like that whole Hobby Lobby stuff. They're trying to say that, well, because you're a big corporation, you no longer have your religious rights. Well, why is it that all my rights stop because I've created a legal entity?
I think what the issue is not whether
that's a road I wouldn't want to go down.
The issue is can you completely crowd out political speech in our society today by buying it by
what governs what you spend your money on?
What's that?
What governs what you spend your money on?
Well, what we still have, freedom of speech is something that we should have access to in the airwaves,
Well, I
especially
agree.
for candidates. So that's why I think where the Supreme Court.
But if I've got
is
$1,000
that it should
I
go
want
through
to
the
spend.
candidates.
See, I agree with that. I agree that it should
If
go
I've got
through the candidate.
$1,000 I want to spend, why should anybody, government or otherwise, tell me what I can spend my
Yeah,
$1,000
and there's no,
on?
I don't mean disagreement with that.
No.
You just should be going through, we should know as people
As voters.
where the money is being spent. Because when you see, okay, this is paid for by the wonderful citizens of the state of Kansas.org. Well, who are they?
Who are they?
And where's the money? Because what we're finding out is that these large corporations, and it's on both sides of
It
the
is.
political aisle,
It is.
are hiding behind ads,
Right.
and they're buying influence, and they're squelching political speech, and we don't know who they are.
And
I
when you
think
have
as
a
citizens,
common-
we have a right to know who's involved in our election process.
And in
Exactly.
America, just every citizen has a right to be heard. You have to get your message out in order to get people to know who you are, to consider your message,
Right.
and to have an informed vote.
Right.
We do want an informed electorate. If you're a billionaire or a multi-billionaire,
Yeah.
and if you're inclined to get involved in the political process and can put hundreds of millions of dollars. And in Todd's race, we saw that happen. 4 million.
Well, I understand
spent
you're
against
on the
him.
wrong end of
Then
that. But had you had one of
silence-
those billionaires in your camp,
you silence
well,
the
that
individual voice.
wouldn't have been so bad.
The billionaire silent. Where's the
No.
free market in that?
No,
Where's
I'll
the
tell you,
fair
here's-
market? The level playing field in that? Where's the,
The
free
level
market?
playing field has never existed in this country, nor will it ever.
There was, I remember when we were just getting into
That's a fallacy.
Political.
There's no way that I'm born the same as somebody else, so there's
but
no
you-
way that I'm going to have the same
but you have
ability
to
as
agree
somebody
that,
else has.
Anyone growing up in America could become president.
They should. Yeah.
Look at who we have now.
Anybody.
But
Anybody.
I mean, it's
And every voice should be heard, and the
That's the
marginalized
thing.
should
If we're
have a
gonna-
megaphone as well.
if we're
I
going to
agree.
engage in the fair market or the fair playing field argument, then there's no reason any business should ever fail, because it's not fair that they failed when another one succeeded. I mean, there's no way that argument ever holds water.
That's not First Amendment. You're not talking First Amendment there. We're
You're
talking about
talking-
the First Amendment.
We're not talking about just the First Amendment. You're also
Well, I
telling
think-
somebody
I
what they
think-
can spend their money on.
The point
Well,
that I'm
here's the
hearing,
point. Let me
as
get to
long as
this.
it's disclosed properly.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be treated equally under the law. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Part of the Bill of Rights, laws of our land, is that we have this ability to speak freely. And we have in the past opposed when speech was completely squelched.
Have you ever sold a car?
Yes, I have.
So if somebody
I
comes
have some-
along and they say, "Well, I'll give you $500 for the car," and then somebody else comes along and says, "Well, I'll give you $5,000 for the car," which one do you sell it to?
We sell together 5,000.
Okay, so
But-
ad space
But that, yeah, but
is different. How?
okay, let me make a clarification here, because when we got ready to get into political season this year, okay, I remember sitting down for a 2-hour, these are the new FCC rules and regulations. I was in that meeting for 2 hours, as was a lot of other media representatives, okay, and we were told in no uncertain terms, okay, that any super PACs, okay, had to fill out by full name, okay, every member of that board. So that if you went to the FCC, okay, and you said, I want to know who owns Americans for Prosperity, okay, because they pay for a lot of political ads, as an example. Okay, I should be able to go to the FCC report, and it should show the board members for that group, as with any of them, okay, any of those groups. And that was the rule. And they're not even following their own rules right now.
When has the government ever followed their own rules?
What's going to happen is there are going to be about 20 very super rich people
Exactly.
in America buying elections throughout the country, and 20 people will control the government of the United States of America.
That
And
scares
who
me.
allows that to happen?
That's
The
not
vote-
happening already.
we're blaming the guy that's got the money to spend, and to me, that's misfocused.
I think what we're
anger.
I think you're missing the message here is fundamentally I agree with the principle that goes to the highest bidder, but in a political process
not
you have
government.
two
Right.
candidates
Exactly.
that are running against each other. That's the issue. The issues they talk about, those are the individuals. That's what the whole race is about, those individuals. So if there's money involved in that campaign, it should be run through one of those two individuals, and it should be fully disclosed so we know that way we are informed voters. And I think that's what the whole design was is that we would know who we're voting on and what the issues they represent, because it is a representative form of government. I want to know how
So
they're
if I
going to
have an
represent.
idea I want to expound on and I want to buy the time to do it, and it happens to align with a particular candidate more than it does the other one, well, now I can't do that because
Or
it
you
should be
can
run
do
through
it.
that
You just run it
candidate.
through his campaign.
But I don't want to vote for that guy because I don't agree with him on everything either. So now my speech has been limited because somebody out here might be upset about what I got to say.
In that race, you have to involve one of those two candidates because they are going to
You're
represent who?
proposing that. You're
It's
proposing
a proposal.
that.
Yeah, it's a proposal.
I think-
Because right now, the way I see it right now is that you can swamp the airwaves and completely squelch political free speech.
Right.
Well, I
And
think
then
I
that-
think if we're going to do that, then we swamp the airways and get all political free speech off of the airways. Period. Done. Go back to the old school method where the candidate can come talk to their constituency instead of using the TV in the first place.
Well, that only works for non-incumbents. Incumbents have a natural.
Well, see, and that's the other thing
platform.
I want just
But
real
we
quick.
beat
We
this
just
one to
don't
death.
have a whole lot of time here. I just want to say that I either, I do think that there are laws and rules, and some of them we do need to pay attention to. And I'm just saying that the FCC is not doing their job, as we were so told. You either do it, you don't do it, and we'll shut your station down.
Okay.
It's not happening. Okay, so thanks for wasting 2 hours of my time in a meeting to tell me what the new rules are for this year, and then not follow the rules.
I think one of the things-
So it's either limit the amount that can be spent, period, across the board for each different type of candidacy, okay, office, local, state, whatever, limit it, okay? I think any of the super PACs, I do agree that if they're not going to disclose who is in charge of that super PAC, I want to know, okay? If the FCC told you to report it that way and you're not reporting it that way, that's not cool either. So then if you do make it to where it has to run through the candidate, now I know the candidates have to report it, and I haven't checked FCC in a couple weeks, but it's insanity. $160,000 in a comparison to somebody spending $4 million, there's no way. I mean,
Especially when they can pull your ad.
Exactly.
And it can go to the highest bidder when you can get Wheel of
After
Fortune
you've
for how
already
much?
paid it?
Well, I would not.
Yeah, after you've already paid it.
Yes.
We had
And
the
they-
contract.
Yes.
And they pulled our ads for a whole week.
Yes.
Well, then you've got a legal remedy.
No,
No.
because
No
they
legal
say the same
requirement.
thing as you. It's capitalism. It's to
you
the highest
want
bidder.
So if
Monetary
you had a
loss.
contract, they didn't perform on the contract. They're in breach.
It had a preemptive.
You've got
well,
preemptive
always do.
all over it. There's 3 levels.
We didn't even get into data mining, and Todd's got a heck of a piece. that
We
you've
never
written
have enough time, you
on-
guys.
I know, on data mining that I thought was phenomenal.
Well, we're not done. We're not done. So we're gonna take a quick break,
Okay.
and we'll be back. How's that? Real people,
Sounds
real
good.
life. Be back.
Real People, Real Life is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Knapp Weaponry is the home of Wichita's newest indoor temperature-controlled shooting range. Mention this ad for 2-for-1 pricing weekdays from noon to 4. Knapp Weaponry is an NRA Business Alliance member that offers NRA and state-certified instruction classes, training, and women's unarmed self-defense classes. We buy and sell new and used guns and offer gunsmith services. Knapp Weaponry offers a free range session with the purchase of a new gun. We also offer transfer services and an array of ammo. Knapp Weaponry, the West Side's best-kept secret.
At Economy Motors, we've got your back. We are the home of easy pay. At a time when everything costs more, not with us. Everything, all makes, all models are still priced $12,995 and under. Great selection and adding more every week. Now is the perfect time to come in and take your pick with just $100 to put the car of your choice in layaway. Bad credit, no worries. We are here to help you. Economy Motors, 2305 South Broadway.
Economy Motors, we got your back. Hammond Liquor, home of the coldest beer in town and the lowest prices store-wide. For all your special events, your friends at Hammond Liquor have what you need, from beer, wines, spirits, champagne, and more. Open till 8 p.m. every Sunday. Hammond Liquor, West Kellogg and Tyler Road.
At Trailer Town, we're all about selection, service, and safety. Trailer Town Selection, hundreds to choose from, small to large, lightweight aluminum to heavy-duty steel, all types, new and used. Trailer Town Service, the best in the Midwest, from wiring to axle repair. Trailer Town Safety, yes, we do Department of Transportation inspections. Trailer Town, trusted, family owned, 301 West 53rd Street North.
once again, real people, real life, and we're just going to keep it so real. We're going to keep it going and flowing, and oh my goodness. Right. Todd's going to stay with us because we're not done with you yet. But we also have over here, and this is literally going to be going on.
Yes.
Finish up here. Okay, Joey, you're going to be looking good. We have In the Middle Boutique, and this is Sandy. Hi, sweetie. Hey. Nice to meet you. Where are you located?
In Newton, Kansas.
In Newton.
Yes.
Oh, my Lord. Okay. Well, get to work. He needs your help. Do your thing. Okay. And
it will be beyond.
Yes, Sandy. Thank you. We need Joey to look better.
And if you need to look
keep
better,
wearing a
we're going to
hat.
show you how to get a hold of her. So go ahead, have at it, and we're just going to be over here discussing and cussing. Okay. So we were talking about money and politics. Oh God, that sounds hilarious.
Not going to work.
Real life.
I don't have a problem. I think it's kind of funny. What else can we talk about if we take the money out of politics?
One thing that is a new trend in politics, it really started with the Obama campaign back in 2008. They started data mining, and it's taken a long time for the Republican Party to engage people who have the technical knowledge to do the data mining. And what they used to do in the Obama campaigns is they would hire a college kid in like Chicago, and they would go to the projects. And they would say, okay, there are 800 families in this project. Your job is to get 600 of them to vote early. And so they look at the demographics, and they've looked at these individuals online because their names are recorded. And when they go to the door, they have a piece that addresses the issues that these people are concerned about because they've already researched who they are and what they want.
Right.
So it was very easy for the Obama team to get a lot of early voting and get people out to vote because they just tailored the message specifically to them. And we're seeing this in retail now to some degree.
It's even in the auto industry.
Well, you see it a lot. Anything online, they get that information. If you do a search for something, that's all that shows up in your little ads on the side of whatever web page you're on is the same thing you were looking for.
Well, when I go to Drudge Report now, I get a political ad at the very top of the page.
Exactly.
And they know somehow that
you're
I'm
not in politics, are you?
Used to be. But I'm over that now. There's two cures for politics. One is embalming fluid, and I'm avoiding that one.
Okay.
Let's hope.
Yeah, avoid that one. We still need
the other's
you
a good stiff licking at the polls, when you really get whacked hard. So I think I'm done. But in Minority Report, the movie, with Tom Cruise, he walks into the mall and it reads his iris,
right,
and starts running ads specifically for him. I mean, that is data mining to the nth degree, and it probably will happen sometime in the future. But politically, they're doing it now. They're tailoring messages for specific voters, and these are what they call low-informed voters, uninformed voters, quite often.
Low information
voters, where they don't really have a grasp of. They couldn't tell you who the vice president is. They probably couldn't tell you who the Speaker of the House is.
Right.
They may not even be able to name both candidates in a race, but they're targeted to vote a specific way for a specific purpose because they have identified what makes them tick in some respects politically, and they've targeted that, and they've very successfully connected.
The vice president was the smartest decision that Obama made. He picked somebody so stupid no one would ever want to get rid of him, so that he would,
for fear that he might end up in charge.
Exactly right.
Evidently, it works, right? Yeah.
Funny that you brought this up because Don and I were talking before the show, and there's just a lot of voter targeting. For, like you called it, data. What would you call that?
Mining. Data mining. Data mining.
Data mining. I just have a problem with it.
What does that say about Wichita, though? Because the only campaign things I'm seeing are bashing, like high school bashing, like he's really da-da-da and la-la-la, I mean, it seems so juvenile, and that's all. So, I mean, how's that?
Well, this
tailored?
is the season of animosity. Every 2 years we have this season of animosity where it gets towards the end and they don't want to talk about specifics, so they whack the other person.
Exactly.
See, I mean, but is that tailored?
Those are tailored whacks.
What does that say about us?
What's really interesting, a couple years ago I noticed this, maybe 10 years ago it started, but two candidates, one candidate is now starting to project his faults onto his opponent. For example, if he is has some background on amnesty, he's made some votes or has said something that would be considered pro-amnesty, he will accuse the other candidate of being for amnesty, whether he is or not.
Yeah.
And then everybody gets the idea. It sort of insulates him from any charges, and then he takes his fault and he pushes it on the other candidate.
Unbelievable.
High school.
Whose hair are you dropping on my lap? Because there's a lot of gray in there.
Man, I've shared a few sheets.
Who are you? I don't recognize you.
No.
Your wife is going to be like, ooh la la.
She's only cutting the gray hairs out.
Specific like that. I like that.
All of that's gray. No, just kidding. Yeah.
Wow.
We color hair too, so.
Yeah, we females don't talk about that or get that done on camera, but let me tell you something, we all need it.
Well, for the men, we call it camouflage.
Is that a picture?
Camouflaging.
My
That's
favorite color.
Oh Lord,
That's lovely.
camo. I think that's kind of like what we were talking about though earlier, Don, and I was telling you that I just think it's so obvious to me, but then I'm into this. I mean, you have to remember the last four or five presidential elections. Well, God dang. It started with Carter, so more than that, but...
Don't date yourself here.
I know, right? Oh,
You were in grade school.
You should
Come
have
on
seen me
now.
in the last two for sure. I am the person that is sitting there with, I've got 2, 3 laptops, desktops sitting over here. I've got every TV from any portion of the house.
I remember
and I'm just over here
Primary day.
going, trying to get my mind around what the heck is going on, and then watching the reporting and the polling and everything. I mean, I just get into it so intensely. You've seen me before, and then there's times where I just go like, there is no way. There is no way. I don't understand. And there's been a couple of times, that I felt that way. And in your particular situation, I was like, there is no way. I'm sitting there watching this going, no
But that's
way.
my whole point when you guys are, it's important. Go vote. Everybody vote. But I feel like it wasn't represented fairly. So, I mean...
This is what it is. Our system is not a perfect system.
Negative.
And people
It
get
isn't.
ground up in our current system. And all this abuse that we're seeing on TV now, you really have to have a thick skin just to get engaged with this, especially at a level that, there's not much video at the state representative level or even the state senate level. We get to a statewide office and then there's only the governor, the senators. I mean, just think of who you see ads on television now. You don't see it for the insurance commissioner.
No.
You don't see
No,
it
you don't.
for Secretary of
Surgeon
State,
General.
particularly, or the Attorney General. Those aren't really big.
And
But
those
governor,
are the most honestly run campaigns, however, because they don't have all the media bias.
yeah. And so as soon as you get, when it gets before the public and becomes media, then all the whacking starts. It's like whack-a-mole. Every commercial is a whack-a-mole commercial.
And to me, that's a failure. If I put out there all the faults that I think my candidate, my opposition has, I might be telling somebody something that they like. So why am I advertising for my
I've got to
opponent?
fund this for strip clubs. I never had.
I just laugh, I'll tell you what.
Not true, honey. Not true at all.
I know, yeah. But I mean, can you
You're referring
imagine
to the Paul
there's...
Davis commercial, right?
Yeah, exactly. But can you imagine there's strip club owners out there that are going, hallelujah, thank you. Because, the old saying, bad publicity is still good publicity.
Yeah.
But I mean, those strip clubs cannot buy network TV. Because they won't let them.
But Robin, then how do you explain to your 5-year-old what an adult entertainment club is?
I think it's
Where the
tacky.
toys are
Why
bigger.
would you
Yeah,
have...
yeah.
Bigger than
Toys are
children's
bigger.
toys.
Yeah. I think it's tacky, but at the same time, first of all, I think it's tacky, but I do think that it's making the case for a lot more people going, all right, I've just heard that 20 times a day. I think I'm going to go and see some action
He said
tonight.
that with a straight face with that thing vibrating.
Yeah, that worked, right? But I think the ads are a little bit over the top and they're just a little bit ridiculous. And I don't think, and I know everybody is rush, hurry up, get out there and vote early. And one of my friends was saying, you voted already, haven't you? I'm like, nope. I wait till the very day. Unless I'm out of town, okay? And the reason I do, and I think it's going to happen, the reason I do, okay, is because, just mark my words, when poop hits the fan the closer it gets. I mean, you can only hold on.
There's a word for that, a phrase for that.
Colors when it comes down to the wire.
They call it the October surprises.
Exactly.
Some bombshell gets dropped the week before the election, and the strategy is that you want to throw your candidate off, so you put something really terrible out, and they don't have time to respond and lay out what they consider their side of the issue.
Exactly. You're absolutely
so there are
right.
October surprises between here and Election Day that you want to see.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I want to see these surprises. Yeah, I do. So,
well, some people would say that the Obama administration launched their own with the Ebola. Or the mishandling, I should say.
Don't get me started on that, because here I am trying not to cough.
There are so many scandals within this administration.
Oh, it's
Fast and Furious, the IRS targeting of conservative groups. It's just one thing after the other. The mishandling of Ebola, the disaster called Obamacare, was just and so
I'm still trying to figure out that whole swine flu thing. Did they glue wings on a pig?
Yeah, when pigs fly. Yeah, that's where that whole saying started.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
started with the swine flu.
I know.
That was past tense.
There has been a ton of
Singer.
It was 100 days into the administration. Swine flu.
How are we doing?
Almost done, unless he wants his beard done.
No.
Oh my God, you look like
He looks so different.
You look so much better.
Now, where do we go? Robin, where do we go?
We want to go. Sandy, go ahead and tell us about you and your boutique.
Okay, well, I wanted a change for me and my kids. I was a single mom for a long time until I met my man, Don Shea. And I was sick of working a 9-to-5 in other salons, and so I decided to open my own. And I opened in 2011, so it's going on a little over 3 years. Located in Newton, Kansas, 517 North Main is downtown Newton on Main Street. I'm trying to build a brand that's going to be, something for everybody at an affordable price.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to have to find out more about you at In the Middle Boutique, because we got to get a wrap on this.
Yeah,
puppy.
we might have to bring you back with running out of time. But,
So, Joey, you look like a real human.
human.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Oh, wait a minute. Next week. I think we're doing the best stuff. All right.
Bye. Next week.
The views expressed in the preceding program do not necessarily represent the views of this station or its management.
Real people, real life, going on location. Thanks to Mid-America Power Sports. And Go Pro 4. Now at Mid-America Power Sports, 333 Northwest Street, Wichita, Kansas, America.
Credit King Auto Sales is getting better all the time. We're doing it better. We're doing it better all the time.
Credit King Auto Sales, the king of buy here, pay here. Bad credit, no problem. The King specializes in getting you in the ride you want, no matter the credit score. Credit King doing it better all the time with the largest selection to choose from in all price ranges at one location. The King's Corner, 31st Street South and Broadway. Kansas' biggest buy here, pay here. GoCreditKing.com.
Sal's Japanese Steakhouse, 6829 East Kellogg Drive. A Wichita tradition for awesome dining and always a great time. Enjoy our Monday to Thursday specials, including half-price chicken and shrimp dinners. Sal's is open 7 days a week. Come in, relax, and let us give you the treat of fine dining and good fun in a beautiful atmosphere. From our family to yours, Sal's Japanese Steakhouse, 6829 East Kellogg, Wichita, Kansas.
At Economy Motors, we've got your back. We are the home of Easy Pay. At a time when everything costs more, not with us. Everything, all makes, all models, are still priced $12,995 and under. Great selection and adding more every week. Now is the perfect time to come in and take your pick with just $100 to put the car of your choice in layaway. Bad credit, no worries. We are here to help you. Economy Motors, 2305 South Broadway.
Economy Motors, we got your back. Hammond Liquor, home of the coldest beer in town and the lowest prices store-wide. For all your special events, your friends at Hammond Liquor have what you need, from beer, wines, spirits, champagne, and more. Open till 8 p.m. every Sunday. Hammond Liquor, West Kellogg and Tyler Road. Hammond Liquor, home of the coldest beer in town and lowest prices store-wide, wants to remind you of very important savings days. Wine Day, Tuesdays get 20% off. Beer Day, Wednesdays get 10% off microbrews and imports. Open till 8 p.m. every Sunday. Hammond Liquor, West Kellogg and Tyler Road.